Harry and Meghan's Netflix series, launched this morning, is full of nothing new, right? It repeats past insights, with a new twist. I issued a statement 8 days after the connection became public, criticizing British newspaper pieces and headlines for their racism. This time, Piers Morgan is revealing receipts. He debunks Meghan Markle's recent claims about her children in a startling interview, and revealing Prince Harry's shifting perspective. The Sussexes' carefully built image is disintegrating with each disclosure, leaving more questions than answers. Which part of their story is true and which is fiction? One thing becomes evident, as Morgan explains. The fairy story is crumbling. The Harry-Meghan scandal, hypocrisy, and royal crisis. Harry and Meghan burn their royal ties and prestige today. Last week was full of adulation, but this is absolutely destructive. Prince Harry publicly attacks his brother, portraying William as cruel. His father, King Charles III, is accused of lying. Even Queen Elizabeth I gets advice that she took no action while he and Meghan suffered. The royal family is presented as vicious, eager to sacrifice its members for protection. The trend is evident. More interviews, accusations, harm. Start with Oprah. The Netflix series followed. Another round of public concerns. The story repeats. Harry and Meghan helpless victims. The villains are Britain and the monarchy. This goes beyond complaints. It is a planned attempt to influence the public narrative by cunning, betrayal, and self-pity. Meghan blames the response on her criticism of monarchy racism. But check the timeline. Before her revelations, the media was mostly positive. What changed? It wasn't race. It was hypocrisy. The lavish New York baby shower changed everything. Approximately $500,000, followed by private jet trips, while lecturing on climate change. This was the mismatch between their poverty and social justice messages and their affluent lifestyle. When Meghan and Harry posed as moral experts while acting against their values, condemnation increased. Thomas Markle is her father. Many considered her coldness toward him startling. He was utterly rejected, despite his public missteps. Harry proposed to Meghan knowing the hurdles, but he never met his father-in-law. No attempt was made to repair the connection. He was discarded. The couple emphasizes kindness, but ignores a sick guy who wants to see his grandchildren. Their royal position is still debated. Harry and Meghan still trade titles after retiring from official duties. The Duchess of Sussex's office appears on official documents. In interviews, Meghan calls herself a princess and says small girls look up to her as a fairy tale character. She was never a princess. They exploit these names to retain their marketability, landing multi-million-dollar deals while claiming privacy. Their importance comes from daily attacks on the royal family, not accomplishments. Without this feud, their public interest is weak. They get less recognition for their activism and encouraging words. How long can they maintain this? When does King Charles say enough? Can he let them profit from royal connections while destroying the institution? Would removing their titles matter now? Situation is ongoing. The monarchy has suffered greatly, but the real question is how long they can stay relevant. They use controversy to build their brand, but public patience is limited. This ends how? Watch to find out. Exploiting Diana's legacy. The persistent use of Princess Diana's legacy to garner sympathy for Meghan Markle is disconcerting. Harry says the parallel is deceptive and purposeful. Meghan is considered Diana's twin coming. A modern princess, mistreated by the royal family, harassed by the press, and in need of protection. But how real is this? How much is deliberate myth? Harry says he quit royal life to protect his family. Yet nothing suggests safety, like showing your kids in a high-profile Netflix documentary. The contradiction is obvious. Privacy was their fight cry. However, they exist, revealing private life facts with the world. Meghan's sympathy is another matter. Diana was noted for her friendliness, warmth, and dedication to others. Meghan preaches love and empathy, but struggles to show it to her loved ones. When her father, Thomas Markle, had a stroke months before, where was her compassion? Thomas, Meghan Markle's father, and a show friend, had a massive stroke. A man who raised her, encouraged her, and sacrificed for her success. No call, visit, nothing. The father she cut off totally, like she did from most of her friends before fame. Harry, who lives to understand misery, has never met his father-in-law. A dad who lives 70 miles away, an hour's drive, and has never seen his grandchildren. However, this pair expects the world to believe in their great love, connection, and compassion. They hide Thomas Markle's story since it doesn't match their image. Harry is welcome to visit alone, or Meghan can come alone or with Harry whenever. This selective narration makes the show feel dishonest. Rewriting history, cherry-picking facts, and self-victimization, while ignoring others' suffering. Perhaps they should have acknowledged the realities they ignored to persuade the world of their truth. Privacy paradox. When secrets become shows. Watching a documentary so full of paradoxes that it almost seems satirical is ironic. It is a well-staged production that claims to expose intrusion and victimhood, but crumbles under its own hypocrisy. The world was told of a royal couple's flight from a hostile press for privacy. But before their multi-million-dollar Netflix contract was announced, Harry and Meghan were documenting their tribulations, meticulously curating their tale as if anticipating its release. Not simply an impulsive confession, the project was months or years in the making. Their goal was to escape the media frenzy, but did they? They had willfully entered its eye. The timing was startling during a global pandemic that claimed thousands of lives. They focused on themselves, their grievances, and reaching millions with their tale. What a tale! Harry seriously explains, "We had to flee for our family's privacy." Amid intimate family footage, childhood recordings of their children, and even private text messages exposed publicly. Privacy seems flexible when a $100 million payment is involved. Where was the constant journalistic harassment they decry? Viewers expecting proof of media interference were instead shown chosen photographs and misleading visuals, some of which had nothing to do with them. Captured the exciting scene of photographers swarming. It symbolized their suffering and constant pressure. That we would tragically retreat. No resignation, but a reduced role. The truth? That photo was from a Harry Potter movie launch 5 years before Harry met Meghan. Another shot, apparently showing a sneaky photographer above them, was really an invited press member covering their Cape Town encounter with Archbishop Tutu. And that thrilling pursuit scenario with a hostile press following them, the cameras didn't even target them. In another occasion, paparazzi followed reality TV star Katie Price outside Crawley Magistrates Court. They appear comfortable doing the same after suing media outlets many times for misrepresenting the truth. However, the most stunning discovery may not be the misinterpretation of events. It's boring. The documentary feels like an extended rehash of every complaint they've broadcast. Same tired complaints. Same broad accusations of wrongdoing. Same over-dramatized accounts of their problems. They give what tremendous revelation. What sinister conspiracy are they revealing? Because there is no great conspiracy, just two people trying to remake themselves by ditching palace protocols for Hollywood-style reality TV. They say they left royalty for solitude. They claim they fled British surveillance for California's calm. Despite their departure, they've tried to stay in the public eye. A tranquil life. Only if one ignores multi-million-dollar book agreements, lucrative Silicon Valley partnerships, self-righteous health speeches, the podcast empire, high-profile appearances with Oprah Winfrey, James Corden, and every other media platform ready to give them a microphone. Now that the world is watching their slick, overproduced reality-style documentary, the irony is evident. inviting millions to witness every perfectly planned event